Okay, everybody. In this video, we're going to go through just a short update on the COPA v. Wright trial, something that I'm getting clarification on from the court, so we can determine, better as to what exactly the court said or what it didn't say, to give hopefully closure to this specific issue and clarification. So stand by for that. So as we know, last week the court made a very fast decision. At least we believe they made a fast decision on the declaratory relief action. That was the day of the trial, after the trial ended. Then on the next day, I shot another video saying, well, it's possible that the court was just repeating what the court was required to rule on, and said he was going to take time to make the decision. So we're not 100% clear either way. It's really gray area. So apparently someone had reached out to the court, and apparently the court had responded. This is Madam Clerk Susan Woolley, and she says, to be clear, good afternoon. Now this is total hearsay. Good afternoon. Just to be clear, it was not a verdict as such as to what would be pronounced in a criminal court, and this was a civil matter between the parties. However, the judge did give an advanced indication of his decision. And part of that was that Craig Wright is not Satoshi. He didn't write the white paper, and he didn't develop the Bitcoin system, and did not write the early Bitcoin software. The final judgment this is all to be set out in the final written judgment of Miller J, dealing with the advanced evidence from the trial. Clearly, this will take time to write and will be available electronically when handed down to the public. I cannot give you any exact date of this, but would advise you to keep an eye out, respectively the court, basically. So, so what I did is I went ahead and just reached out to the court, and I asked the court, I said, Dear Madam Clerk Susan Woolley, I hope this email finds you well. My name is Gavin Mehl, and I've been diligently reporting on the COPA v. Wright trial in line with all applicable local rules and laws. I am writing to request your verification requiring a specific document that I've received purportedly from the court. Instead of attaching the document itself, I've also included a link to the tweet. Here it is regardless. Alternatively, you can refer to the attached image for the document requiring verification. Would the court be asked to so kind to review the provided document and consider whether or not it is indeed accurate and authorized communication originating from your offices? Your prompt attention to this matter would be greatly appreciated. Thank you in advance for your assistance. I look forward to your response. Best regards, Gavin Mehl. So let's see what the court says. That was sent today. We'll see if the court responds, if Madam Clerk Susan Woolley responds to that and validates if she did send that email, so we can have closure on this issue sooner than later. It would be nice to know what the court's decision is now. That would be a favorable thing if we could find out what the court's deciding now, whether that's that the court did make its decision or that no, that email was not from the court. So let's just find that out. And I'm open-minded. Now, that being said, I want to also bring up a couple of others. So that's the COPA v. Wright stuff. And I want to just bring something else up about the COPA v. Wright that I think is really important for people to consider. And that is the idea of a story by the great Napoleon Hill from Think and Grow Rich. If you guys haven't read Think and Grow Rich, the all-time best-selling self-help book of all time. And what he talked about in that book, one of the many, many amazing stories, is the idea of, the story actually went back all the way back to her. I'll just read it to you. A long while ago, a great warrior faced a situation which made it necessary for him to make a decision which ensured his success in the battlefield. He was about to send his armies against a powerful foe whose men outnumbered his own. He loaded his soldiers into boats, sailed to the enemy's country, unloaded soldiers and equipment, then gave the order to burn the ships that had carried them away. Addressing the men before the first battle, he said, quote, "You see the boats going up in smoke? That means we cannot leave these shores until we win. We now have no choice. We win or we perish." They won. Every person who wins in an undertaking must be willing to burn ships. The word decided means to cut away from. When we make a clear decision from what we really want in life, it often requires that we cut away from anything that is unlike the clear choice. Sometimes this cutting away from is painful, especially when it involves cutting away from people or communications that we have loved. But if we are to move on to the next phase of our evolution, the next turn of our spiral, we must realize that not everything in life right now can come with us. If we are to succeed on our own, becoming what we must be willing to realize, to cut away from, to burn anything that is unlike that which we are choosing. This is so hard to realize, but a necessary part of change. What is your vision for yourself, and what do you need to realize, cut away from, burn in order to support the manifestation of the vision? Well, this story of this great warrior as he's landing onto this new territory, and his soldiers arrive. They all of a sudden arrive on the land, and then they look back and the freaking boats are on fire. Think about it. They land. They're there to fight and take over this new land. They look over their shoulder and the captain has set the boats on fire. They have no way back. They have no way to turn around and start over again. Well, it's important that this story of Think and Grow Rich is classic by Napoleon Hill is brought into relevance of this exact situation with what's going on with Dr. Wright. While we, of course, support and love everything that Dr. Wright has brought into the space, the decision of the court is out of our control. We're the soldiers on the land. We're these guys that are sent to the land. Now, whether the ship's going to be burnt up on fire or not, we don't know. Maybe the match just got set and it's about to burn. We're trying to get clarification on that. We don't know. But we have to be willing, sometimes to completely make a decision 100% one way or the other before achieving greatness. So keep that story in mind, and I will keep you guys posted on what the court says regarding this so we can get some closure on this issue. Blast at the hackathon. Definitely going to be pulling out some rabbits out of my mouth. Oh, a couple of updates on some interviews. Attorney David Pierce is coming up this week. He's HODLNAUT's friend. Best regards to HODLNAUT. I had a kind of a chat with him and sent him my, warm regards. I wish no foul on anybody. And he's good friends with David Pierce. So I'm going to have him back on the show at the end of the week. I'll post a link with some questions. If you guys want to ask him questions, you could leave comments in this video or a tweet that I'm going to put out. I'm going to have Alex Favell on this week. He also wrote a game, a cool game, which he's going to talk about. I've got some other ones coming up to be scheduled for sure. So thanks everybody for coming to the event. More to come. May do San Francisco again. Maybe we'll do Canada, but there's so much more to go. Oh, I definitely got to reach out to Josh Petty as well. I want to talk to him. So Josh, if you see this video, please hit me up. Like, comment, subscribe, share the video, and I'll see you at the top.